As trust goes up, speed goes up, and costs go down. As trust decreases, everything slows and costs rise. That's from Mahan Khalsa's Let's Get Real or Let's Not Play, which I introduced to you in the last video. Okay, what's going on here? Like, speed might not be a shocker, right? Trust goes up, speed goes up, but costs go down, right? That kind of might be surprising. The opposite, though, it's worth thinking about, because think about implementation. Think about implementing a new CRM or something like that, right? Especially in situations where something is being imposed on a group of people, right? Oh, Jason, that would never happen. Some new software and some department has to use it now, whether it's a sales department or a production department or something else, right? Accounting. Now you're forced to do this thing, right? And those people who are having to implement this thing do not trust those who are imposing it on them, usually from above, right? And I even hear this about Lean Six Sigma people not being, empathetic enough and asking good enough questions. So just because you got an LSS black belt or whatever doesn't mean you're really good at implementing this stuff. Okay, so this is a case of slow down to speed up, right? Get in there and ask a ton of questions. Make sure that there's co-creation going on, right? You do not know everything, particularly if you're bringing a solution to a group of people. They're the ones who are touching the problem and dealing with it every day. So, I find a lot of people want to shoehorn their personal pet solution into things, right? Maybe because they're familiar with it and they know the syntax and therefore they think everybody should love it. That's just not the case. Okay. So when there's this kind of competition going on between just in the implementation phase, right? I'm not even talking about selling, right? But down the road, it really, you see a lot of smoke, grinding gears. People don't trust each other, and so they don't talk to each other about what's going on, and then things break, stuff falls through the cracks. Okay, so watch for this. Okay, it's if trust goes up, speed goes up, costs go down. If trust goes down, speed grinds to a halt and costs rise like crazy, because there's all this, the bad implementation is going on. Okay, so if you are a salesperson, how can you use this, right? We want trust fast. We want that valuable insight in the challenger sale to be put into the mind of the prospect, have them realize it, go, oh yeah, all right, you made me think differently about this. You opened up an area of where we can do better, cost reduction, better performance, something like that they hadn't thought of before. Okay. Now is the time to ask more questions, not run right in there with your solution. One of my favorite questions is, why would you want to do this? Right. And that was back in the old days, when I was running a metal fab shop. We had a carpenter, right, who would do kitchen remodels, and his favorite thing was to go in there and ask the wife, what's wrong with this kitchen? Why would you want to remodel it? And she would give her 72,000 reasons why everything was out of date and crappy and needed to be fixed, right? And that's the kind of thing that I look for. Is I'm not trying to convince you of a thing, right? I'm really not interested in doing that. In fact, I'm not a big closer, right? What I do is I qualify so well, and I find out your reasons for wanting to do things, that if they're strong enough, you just, like water, you want to run ahead and do it. Why wouldn't you, right? My job is to help you understand the nature of the problem and look at the solution and see that this is right for you, if it is, and that works out most of the time. So again, asking a lot of questions. Why are you doing this? What's wrong with what you've been doing till now? Why would you want to make the change now? This kind of thing, right? So again, though, I want to stick with Mahan Khalsa here. Let's Get Real or Let's Not Play. If you haven't got the book yet, I recommend going to get it. It's not very well known in the sales world, like I said last time. So that could be a bit of an advantage for you, right? To get that book and understand it, start using it. Okay. I'll end with that quote again. As trust goes up, speed goes up, and costs go down. That's exciting. As trust decreases, everything slows and costs rise. All right. I'll see you tomorrow.